Welcome to the Explainer. Today we are diving into a cyber threat that's, less about breaking in and more about just playing a recording at a perfect, or rather the worst possible time. Imagine this. An attacker grabs a totally valid command between two automated systems and then days later just hits play and causes absolute chaos. So what exactly is an A2A message replay attack? Well, it's surprisingly simple, almost deceptive. An attacker just intercepts a totally legitimate message. Think of it like a digital command and then just sends that exact same message again, but later. And the system, it gets tricked into doing something that's completely out of context. And that often ends with some pretty disastrous results. And that A2A part of the name, that's really the key. It stands for agent to agent protocol, which is used to communicate between two AI agents. And this is so important because in today's world, we have got all these software agents constantly talking to each other, making decisions without any humans in the loop. It's this high speed, high trust environment, and that's, my friends, is perfect hunting ground for this kind of attack. All right, let's get into the nitty gritty. How does a valid message actually become a weapon? The really wild part here is that the attacker doesn't need to be some kind of super hacker, cracking complex codes or anything else. This is purely an attack of patience and timing. The attacker's whole game plan is simple. They don't need to break encryption. They don't even have to know what message says. This entire strategy is just to be patient eavesdropper. They capture the message, they hang on to it, and they just wait for the perfect moment to send it again. And that right there, that gets to the absolute core of the vulnerability. See, in these multi-agent systems, the agents are basically built to trust each other. A command comes in that says deploy this or transfer that, and the agent on the other end just assumes it's legit. Without any extra security checks, why an agent would doubt it? Okay, so to really see how bad this can get, let's walk through a super realistic scenario. We are going to look at something tons of companies use, an automated software deployment pipeline. This is where it gets real. So, in our little story here, we have got two main characters. On one side, you have an agent dev. Its whole job is to prep and test new software builds. And once a build gets the green light, it sends a command over to Agent Ops. And Agent Ops, its job is to take that new software and push it out to the live production environment for everyone to use. So here is how it all goes down in just four stages. It all starts with a completely normal everyday operation, nothing suspicious. Then the attacker records that valid command, they wait, and then they replay it, triggering what's called a system regression. So on day one, everything is business as usual. Agent Dev sends a legit message, deploys a build 542, it's successful. But lurking in the background, an attacker captures that exact message, then does nothing until day 4. The attacker simply replaces that old command, and Agent Ops, with no reason to think it's old news, just says okay and obediently rolls the whole system back to that older and now vulnerable build. So you're probably thinking, how on earth is this possible, right? Why would any system just blindly accept an old command? Well, it all comes down to a few really common security flaws that leave the front door wide open. The whole attack worked because the system was missing some really fundamental checks. I mean, think about it. Agent Ops never bothered to check the message's age with a timestamp. It didn't tie the message to a unique one time session. It had absolutely no way of knowing if it had seen that exact same command before. It was just a trusting machine. And the fallout from all this? Oh, it's catastrophic. We are talking about live production system getting rolled back to an old vulnerable version. All those recent security patches gone, instantly undone. Users start seeing bugs, the system goes down, and maybe the most chilling part of all, the attacker leaves no obvious trace. Since the replayed message was valid, at one point the system logs just show a totally routine deployment. The whole intrusion is hidden in the plain sight. Okay, that all sounds pretty bleak. I know. But here is the good news. Preventing these kind of attacks is actually pretty straightforward. It's not rocket science. The solution is all about adding layers of context to every single message that these agents send back and forth. So here is your checklist for secure messages. First, you add a timestamp with a really short expiration window. That way, the old messages just get rejected out of hand. Second, and this is a super important one, you use what's called as knots. That sounds fancy, but it's just a number used once. Think of it like a unique serial number for every single message or like a one-time use concert ticket. Once it's used, it cannot be used again. With those two things in place, if an attacker tries to replay an old message, the system immediately spots it. And it says, hey, this message is too old. Or wait, I have already seen this ticket, and just shuts it down. So when you boil it all down, what's the one big takeaway here? It really comes down to this idea. Nothing new is forced. Nothing is hacked. A single old message is enough to break security. The danger isn't in creating something new or malicious. It is all about reusing something that was once perfectly legitimate, just at the absolute wrong time. That's it. A single valid message from the past replayed is all it takes. And that leaves us with one last really crucial question to ask about any automated system you are building or using. Is your system listening to ghosts? Is it designed to tell the difference between a fresh new command and a fetch echo from the past? Because in this world of high speed automation, old commands should never ever be allowed to come back and haunt you. Thank you.